Hello, and welcome to another edition of Baker Holtz Tax Tips. I'm Michael Stodulski, joined by my colleague Jaylynne Cryderman. Today we're going to be talking about some changes to retirement accounts that have come out of not just the Secure Act recently passed, but the CARES Act as well. And so I'm going to start off by talking about required minimum distributions and some changes that have come there. So typically with IRAs and 401ks, you are required, once you hit a certain age, to pull out a portion of your balance every year. And that amount you have to pull out is calculated based on your age, life expectancy, and a few other factors. Under the CARES Act, the required minimum distributions for 2020 have been suspended, so you are not required to do that this year. And so that's a great thing for those who didn't need the money and would prefer to leave it in their account and have it continue to grow tax-free. Great option for them. Others who might appreciate this, if you were considering a Roth conversion, typically you have to do your required minimum distribution before you do your Roth conversion. But now with that requirement being removed for 2020, you can just do the Roth conversion and knock that out. So a lot of great just tax advantages from that, and a lot of tax planning opportunities there with that requirement being removed for 2020. So I'll turn it over to Jaylynne here now to talk about coronavirus related distributions and borrowing from 401ks.
Thank you, Mike. So the CARES Act now is allowing certain individuals to take an early distribution of up to $100,000 of IRA and 401k funds during 2020. And this is penalty free. Normally there would be a 10% penalty for early withdrawal, but with the circumstances of coronavirus, that is waived for 2020. The funds repaid within 3 years are treated as a tax-free rollover distribution. You also have the option to pay all of the tax liability for that distribution in 2020 if your income is low and your tax is low, or you can choose to spread it over 3 years, so it's nice to have that flexibility there. To be eligible for these early withdrawals for the coronavirus related distributions, you either have to, you, your spouse, or your dependent has to have experienced a positive diagnosis of coronavirus, or you have had some adverse financial consequences because of the virus. So the impact is defined as a result of being quarantined, laid off, having work hours curbed, unable to work due to lack of childcare because of coronavirus, businesses closing because of coronavirus, and so forth. So for borrowings from 401ks, the eligibility requirements are the same as what I just mentioned for coronavirus related distributions. And the individuals that are eligible for these distributions can take the lesser of $100,000 or 100% of the participant's vested account balance. So under normal circumstances, this would be cut in half. It would be $50,000 or 50%, whichever is less, but that has doubled for 2020 with the coronavirus. And to qualify, the loan has to be made by September 22nd of 2020. And the participant will not owe income tax on the amount borrowed if it's paid back according to the loan terms. So you want to make sure to pay careful attention to what the terms are. Otherwise, this could be counted as a distribution. There's another perk too. So the CARES Act allows borrowers to forego repayment during 2020, pushing it out to 2021, where there's going to be a 5-year repayment clock. So it's nice that borrowers do have an extra year to start repaying on those borrowings. And I'm going to turn it back over to Mike to wrap it up.
Thank you, Jaylynne. I will wrap it up by talking about just two changes that came out of the Secure Act. One relates to RMDs, like I previously said. You're required to start taking those once you reach a certain age. It used to be 70 and a half, and now that has increased to 72. So that's one notable change from the Secure Act. And then another feature is the demise of the Stretch IRA. And so the Stretch IRA was a popular estate planning tool where a traditional IRA could be drawn down over a non-spousal beneficiary's lifetime to minimize the tax burden. And so essentially what this meant is you could assign a non-spousal beneficiary, and then the required minimum distributions would be recalculated based on their life expectancy, resulting in a much lower annual payout. More gets to stay in the account balance and grow over time. This was very popular in the estate planning world, but with the Secure Act being passed late 2019, they pretty much removed that and put a 10-year cap on the amount of time that you have to withdraw the funds. So unfortunate to see that, but there were some other good features that we saw that Jaylynne talked about in the CARES Act, so a bit of a mixed bag. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.